Hey, welcome to the next issue with Brucey Wayne, and we have a special guest today, and that is Rorschach over here,
Hey,
and he's a horror and oddity buff, and he likes the sci-fi and you name it, and he's gonna tell you about some great things. Of course, Biscuit, he's being producer behind the scenes right now, but he's gonna come back with me at the end of the show, and we're gonna talk about the new stuff coming out, and what we're excited about reading. So we're going to start off, as usual, with our top five list. So you excited about that, Rorschach?
stoked, man.
Rorschach actually added a book to our list here this week. It's the top five. So it's going to be a scorcher. So look out. So I guess we'll see what the first book in at number five. And this is one of my personal favorites. And I think yours too, and Biscuit. He really, really loves this book. He can't find it anywhere, but he's looking. He's really, if anyone out there can help him find this book, that'd be really nice. Be really nice of you. And that is Giant Size Captain Marvel number 1, and that's the first appearance of Goose the cat. And how excited were you, Rorschach, once you heard that Goose the cat was going to be in Captain Marvel, the movie, a few weeks ago?
I was pretty pumped.
Yeah, I bet you I was really pumped because I mean this cat really stole the show. You watched the movie, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and did you think the cat was like amazing or?
the cat has some pretty good comedic moments for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, it's well worth seeing. Actually, the whole chemistry between Samuel L. Jackson, Brie Larson, brilliant. It was just a fun movie. If you like Thor Ragnarok, that type of comedy, you're going to absolutely love Captain Marvel the movie. As for Goose, yeah, it's not wrong to say she did steal the show. Very,
Yeah.
very interesting character.
Stole the show. It was true what they said at the beginning. They were talking about how great Goose was, but anyway, we'll stop talking about Goose. But you should run out and get that book. It's not going to be cheap. We've all been looking for it, and it's hard to find right now for less than, let's say, $50. So good luck, and if you can find a mint one, definitely grab it because those books are hard to find in mint shape. So number 4 is an interesting book. We just found out that in Deadpool, the latest issue of Deadpool, that the character Goodnight, we were all kind of excited about that character too, didn't get killed off, so he's actually going to be around. So that's Deadpool number 10, and that's the first appearance of Goodnight. And if you can get the variant, that makes it extra special, because that is the first cameo, was it, of Major X, also known as Major Poop. But that's just our opinion. But anyway, so yeah, it's the first cameo of Major X, and plus you have the first appearance of Good Night, so that makes that book a winner, don't you think? Yeah. Do you have that one?
I don't have it yet,
Oh.
but we'll work out.
You're gonna run. You're gonna run again. And number 3, this is your book actually, the one you picked, and this is the first appearance of Dorothy. So this is a really nice book, and this is actually Doom Patrol Volume 2. And what issue again was that? Number 14?
14.
Yeah, 14. Yeah. So what makes you think Dorothy? I don't know much about Dorothy characters, so.
Dorothy's an interesting character through the comics that Robot Man, or Cliff, he really bonds with and has almost like a brotherly, sisterly type relationship with later on in the series. And I just have a funny hunch from having watched what I've seen so far here in Canada on Space of Doom Patrol, the TV show. They may introduce her, if not in this season, possibly, hopefully, there will be a second season. Just a small hunch that there could be some steam on that book.
Okay. I haven't really checked the prices on that one, but on the App Collector, I believe it's about it's like an $8 book. So now is the time to grab that one, because as you say, that could be a hot book, I would think. But all right, so number 2, this is a book that I just found out recently, but Biscuit, he's been hot on the tail of this book, and it's called Old Guard number 1, and he's got the foil cover too, so that's the one you want. And we just did a search not too long ago. Was it Biscuit? What did you find out how much that sucker is worth?
Was going for between 70, or is it around $70?
Yeah, I think it was
so.
$60, $70. Like, wow, okay. So and that's going to be on
Netflix.
Netflix.
I'm not sure if it's a movie or a TV show or what they've got planned for it, but it's going to be on Netflix. Or it's been optioned by Netflix, so who knows?
Oh, okay.
That's why it's spec.
All right. Well, it must, if it's going for that price, there must be something up, because, wow, it's a good price.
And it's a great story.
And a great story, too, so there you have it. And that leads us to number 1 on our list, and it kind of bothers me a little bit, because I don't have it, and Biscuit's been flashing it in front of my face for the last half an hour, because he really wants to trade it to me. But we'll see what happens there. And this is a Web of Spider-Man book. Can you believe it? A Web of Spider-Man, and this is number 36. And this is the first appearance of what?
Tombstone.
Tombstone. Who would have thought? And that character is in the movie, I take
The
it?
Spider-Verse movie, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also makes an appearance in the Spider-Man PS4 game.
Can't lose it. And you feel like he's going to be in the next movie?
I don't know if he'll be in the next movie, but I think
He'll-
he'll make an appearance in the near future.
Well, that's the number 1 book this week, so right on getting those. And now we're going to talk to Rorschach here. We're going to do a little... he's going to talk about some things he really enjoys, like Sandman. We're going to also talk about Damned, the Black Label from DC. And then a special book that is going to come out, and this book sounds really like it could do something. I don't know. I think you're on to something. This book could be something. It's definitely out there. So anyway, Sandman. We were talking earlier about Sandman, and it seems to be a book that's all of a sudden kind of gone up in value. So we're wondering why. There's no mention of TV or whatever, but I think people are just actually going out there and reading it, and perhaps it's just. It's a great series, and you read the entire series yourself, you were saying?
Yeah, in bits and pieces. I read it kind of sporadically. I started it with a single issue. It was a self-contained issue, and went from there. I went back, picked up some trade paperbacks, and oddly enough, never read the first 7 or 8 issues until very recently, comparatively, like probably maybe about 4 years ago. But Sandman, as it came out, I pretty much was reading from about the late 20s, early 30s onward, right to the end of the series in issue 75.
You're a big fan of the Vertigo series.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And pre-Vertigo, before it became that label.
Mm-hmm. Is there any characters from that Vertigo label? Because that seems to be the one that everyone kind of is looking for on the spec market. I know the first few issues, there's quite a few first apps there, and those must be what, First Death, First Lucifer. There's another one, I think, in the first 10 issues. Was there any other kind of obscure-ish characters that you think that could be sought after down the road?
Obscure characters, kind of, sort of. Without giving too much away of the storyline, there's a character that kind of graduates to become the next Sandman, which, spoiler here, sorry if you haven't read it, and the series has been out a good 10 years or more since it ended,
Yeah.
But basically, Daniel, he becomes the next Sandman, and kind of carries on the mantle of Morpheus, and it's complicated, but the long and the short of it is his first appearance is as a baby. That may go up a little bit down the road. It has already a little bit. I'm trying to think what issue number that is. If I'm not mistaken, it could be issue 21, but I think we'll leave that up to Biscuit to check, double check in regards to that. And he's editing all this, so that we'll get that all straightened away before the end of this video.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that's pretty cool. How many issues are in that run, actually?
There's 75 issues in the run, and oddly enough, the first issue is a key appearance in itself, introducing Morpheus and Sandman himself. So,
do you remember anything interesting about the last issue of that series?
Yeah, the last issue was called The Wake, and what was special with that, actually, it's funny you mentioned that, it's rather good. The second printing of number 75 is worth a heck of a lot more than the first printing, to the point I think it's about $150 or $200 book, but again,
Really?
I have to double check the amount.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow, that's a great bit of information there. That's wicked. Definitely going to be looking for that book.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully
It's
before
quite
you
rare.
do. No.
Well, we'll see.
All right, so that's great. So you also have a big admiration for the series Damned, specifically the Black
yeah.
Label.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to hear, why do you think that book is so, you know, it got a lot of bad press because of, you know, Batman Wang, whatnot, but
Well, yeah.
but you feel that, you know, the bad press shouldn't be warranted. So why is that?
Well, basically, it's art. Comics are art. Get over it. You know, basically, the way I
Get
look
over
at
the
that.
Wang.
Yeah, no, I mean, you don't take down pictures of Michelangelo's David just because you can see his little penis. You know, it's ridiculous. So art is art. Really, people need to kind of step up to the plate and realize that that's not the biggest deal in the world. The other side of the coin is, now that it has been made a big deal of, people got to relax on the creators. It's not the creators' fault that the editorial is taking the opinion that maybe they should take a little longer with the book coming out and appease the public, because in the long run it's not a great decision by the editorial for the art purpose, but in order to sell books, which they need to do, they kind of had to appease a large group of people that may not even end up reading the books. So it's complicated. You know, I don't agree with everything personally. I would like to have seen the full version. I hope that given enough time, they'll put out a complete version of it as it was meant to be down the road, or edited, whatever was edited or cut will all be complete, or given as extras in the end of like a trade paperback or something. That'd be awesome. But failing there, at least give it a chance. And you know, everyone's doing their best to make a really good story that everyone's going to like as much as they can.
So you're saying go beyond the Batwang and just actually read the thing, and,
Yeah.
and you'll enjoy it.
Oh yeah, it's a good read. One of the nicest things about it was seeing dead men possess a person. Their body language and the whole way their faces looked and contorted as they were possessed was just, it may sound a little ghoulish, but it was kind of a treat to watch, because it's what you'd imagine it would look like if it were really happening.
There you have it. Yeah, so that's a good read and a good book, and it's still, we just checked eBay, it was still a $100 book, number one for Damned, the Wang, pretty much both covers. So there you have it. So if anyone has one, you're still Gucci. All right, so now we're going to talk about this special book that we just found in the previews, and we think it's just weird enough and maybe crosses the boundaries enough that this could be a book worth picking up for spec value, as well as a great, interesting and humorous read. But it is Fornicators. Is that
Close. It's Fornicators Incorporated.
Fornicators Incorporated, number one. And he raw shock showed me the book. I was like, what the hell's going on? And I want to buy it now. You want to buy it now? Biscuit, he already pre-ordered 20 of them. 20 of them on the way. So I mean, so why do you? What's so special about this book?
It looks hilarious. It's completely ridiculous, and it's the most politically incorrect comic I've seen in description probably in about 20 years. So yeah, if that sounds like it's your cup of tea, pick it up, because you'll laugh your head off at it. Like, basically, Dave Sem has gone and created something that looks really, really like laugh out loud funny. And it's only 24 pages, but that's fine. It's got a really cool cover to it that kind of is a swipe of, or an homage, if you prefer, of the Fantastic Four #1. And he's gone right over the top, and it looks like delightful, delicious fun. It should be a good laugh.
They seem to be picking on every possible group and
oh yeah,
that you can imagine, a type of person, but they seem to be getting everybody. So I mean, you should be able to laugh at it, and hopefully go from there. If not, you're gonna lose some sleep over this one, because that could be a weird book. Could offend some people. Maybe.
Oh yeah,
it sounds like it might. Might want to pre-order that one. But all right, so that's it for those. Great, we got some great books there at Sandman and whatnot. Now we're going to talk about some books coming out, and Biscuit is super excited to tell you about the Marvel books coming out, and I have a DC book that I think is going to be special. Do you have any books coming out?
Other than Fornicators, nothing really jumped out at me quite to the same extent. So.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna swap Rorschach in here with the.
Wow. All right. There's lots of time on there. It's just got to be trimmed out.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
All right, Brucey, what are we doing?
We're back. We're gonna talk about. You have a whole list of books.
Well, I got a short list of books. I have no spec books that I'm really
excited.
I don't have any spec books that I'm really. This is stuff I really just want to read.
I know. I can
so,
tell. I can tell on the look of your face. You're so excited about reading these upcoming books.
Well, there's a few. Yes, I got a list of 5 books that are coming out in the next little while that I'm looking forward to. And we went over from the previews, but some of these books like this, you know, the previews that are listed are for July, but some of these books haven't come out. Like even number 1, for example, Black Cat number 1 hasn't come out yet. That doesn't. I believe it comes out in June or
June. Yeah.
June, I believe. But our friend Jed is writing that book, and I'm looking forward to checking that out. And there was some great variant covers in there, and I think it's great that Black Cat's getting her own title.
Yeah, it's gonna be some nice covers for that, I bet too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Art Germ's got a cover, I believe, as does J. Scott Campbell. I think has one as well.
You know that's gonna be.
Yeah, I believe maybe even Hughes. I'm not sure. I've got to look at the list, but I think there's going to be some great covers on that. I mean, it's just a great opportunity to make some gorgeous looking covers. Another book I'm looking forward to is the Silver Surfer Black. Donny Cates is, bringing back the Silver Surfer that he released in Cosmic Ghost Rider. We're gonna have to put that on silent there, Kevin.
Rorschach.
Now what else? Let's see. I've got Dead Man Logan is still going on. Got a few more issues left to go. I think we just had number 7 come out, and that wraps up at number 12. So we're on the tail end of that series.
Is that an ongoing series?
It's wrapping up at 12, man.
And then what happens?
And then, well, like the title says, Dead Man Logan. Logan's gonna die. It's no secret.
So it's gonna be like.
It's not a spoiler.
Dead Man.
It's right there.
Really Dead Man Logan?
Really Dead Man Logan.
Okay.
It's gonna happen. It's not a spoiler. When it says Dead Man Logan in the title, there's like they're not mincing words there. They're not trying to trick you. It's just what's gonna happen. Wolverine's back, so we can't really have. Well, at least I don't think Marvel wants to have 2 Wolverines in the same universe at the same time. So that's at least not being the same person. So we were lucky. I was lucky. I loved issue 5, I think it was, or 6, and I got to check where Wolverine and Logan actually met for the one and only time, and that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
I think that's a book. Even if you're not reading the series, you should absolutely pick up that book. It's a cool read. It's the only time you're ever going to see that happen too. What else have I got? So I mentioned Silver Surfer Black, Dead Man Logan, Black Cat, Daredevil as always. I'm loving Chip Zdarsky's run, and there's some great covers coming up. Like those covers have been unbelievable.
You were talking about Detective Cole. Do you think he'll be in the next issue?
Oh, he's still there. Yeah, he should be. He's becoming a major character in this storyline, at least in this arc so far. And I could see them keep going with it.
That could be a book that everyone should grab because it's everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's. If you haven't picked up issue, well, Detective Cole makes an appearance in Daredevil number 1, but that's. I think it's technically a cameo, although I think it should be really considered his first. But his first full, I think everybody's considering that number 2. And if you can get the second print of number 2, Detective Cole is on the cover, and that's technically his first cover appearance.
It's a nice cover.
It's a nice cover. So if you
all of them are.
Yeah, they really are. They're knocking those covers out of the park. So that's, and while on the topic of Chip Zdarsky and his Daredevil books, I am also really enjoying his Spider-Man life story books, which are going through the decades as Spider-Man gets older.
I got number 2 because it was the
'Cause
first Black Goblin.
First Black Goblin, yeah. But the stories are really fun. It's one of my favorite titles right now, along with Daredevil.
So this is about Peter Parker.
It is.
And is it talking about, the old days of Peter Parker?
Well, it's jumping through the years, right? So it starts basically around the same time that the original story started, but instead of aging at a really slow rate, he's aging in real time as they jump through the Vietnam War into the 70s and 80s. And
so was the Black Goblin black before it became Green Goblin?
the Black Goblin is I believe it's still the same person. It's still it's just a different costume. Why they went that way?
So they went from black to green then.
Well, it went from green to black.
Green to black.
I mean, I don't really know why they chose to do it. It seems like there's some differences in the storyline, which I won't ruin, but I don't really know why they chose to go with a black costume.
Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
There might have been some subtleties that I missed.
Did Green Goblin switch to the black suit, or did Black, he had a black suit at first, and then he switched over to the green? Like,
I don't think they go into that. I mean, like they're
not yet.
Maybe not. They don't.
Why else would they throw in the Black Goblin?
Yeah, I don't know.
There must be something coming up, I would think.
Possibly. It's definitely. I mean, I know it picked up some steam because of that whole costume as a spec book, but it could come up again in the future. We'll see how that goes.
Right.
But yeah, those are my 5 Marvel books that I'm looking forward to.
All right. Well, we also read through the DC previews here, and there was I'm not a Tom King fan, so I can't. This is the big event, I guess, is the City of Bane. So I can't get excited about that, but I am a little bit. Actually, I am a lot excited about Batman: The Curse of the White Knight. I don't know if you've read The White Knight at all.
No, I haven't actually.
Do you have any of those books?
I do. I have a couple copies, but
okay.
It's on my list. I'll get to it eventually, along with many other books. But
yeah, I know number 2 is the first appearance of Marion Drews, who becomes the Neo Joker, and then 3 is the first appearance of the Neo Joker. So there was. I know when they first came out, everyone was like, "Oh, you gotta get number 3. Oh, no, you want number 2," and everyone's kind of fighting over, which book to get spec-wise. But I think it's settled out, and number 2 is the one to get, especially the variant cover. It's a really nice, really cool orange, burnt orange kind of color cover. Really awesome. But in any case, so we have the Batman Curse of the White Knight number 1 coming out, and this is on sale 07/24/19. So not too far.
July 24th.
Not too far away.
It's a little ways, but
Not,
yeah.
But right off the bat they show a picture of the Neo Joker, Marion Drews. So the character's coming back, and I think that book was a scorcher for a while, and then people are like, well, is that character ever going to come back? And it looks like it is. So that's definitely one to look for. Number 2 and number 3, and even I think we found a whole lot of them at the last time we were at a shop, and it was like the preview or something.
The preview version, yeah, the first issue.
And that
there's lots still around.
And that actually has the Marion Drews in it, so that's a good book to get, especially at the prices we were getting for it. So that's all I got from DC. Personally,
the
myself.
DC stuff is going on pretty good. I picked up the first issue of that. That's a
Deceased, yeah.
Deceased. I liked it. I'm curious to see where it goes.
You also got the villains.
I got the DC, the Year of the Villains. The first 25 cents. Why not? I mean, and tomorrow is Free Comic Book Day. We got to remember to mention that.
Yeah.
So there's some cool books coming out tomorrow that you should be sure to grab. I mean, I don't know.
What are your books that you're?
Well, I know everybody's talking about the Amazing Spider-Man Donny Cates book. With a Carnage appearance, and it's the start of a new storyline.
Any mention of a first out there? Cause
I'm not sure actually. It's possible, but I mean anything Donny Cates right now is hot. We'll see. I mean it's a free book, so I'll be picking it up.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hopefully you can get it not stamped. or with stickers on it. But that's just my preference. But is there any other books you like? I know there's a few that I was interested in.
There's a couple. Lady Mechanica I'm curious about. There's a new Punchline coming out as well. Other from Marvel. From Marvel, the Amazing Spider-Man book is the one I'm most looking forward to.
I think that's the one I'd want.
And
Punchline.
Yeah. I don't know. I think those are the ones that I'm looking forward to.
Any ones, Rorschach, that you were thinking of?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I got to be honest, I didn't look through the DC and Marvel's previews as much as you guys did. So it's not so much nothing appealed to me. I just didn't get a chance to have a look.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for the Spider-Man one because that's kind of what everyone's talking about.
There's also going to be
and Punchline.
The Valiant books. There's going to be a Bloodshot.
Really?
Yeah, there's a Bloodshot book coming up. So
and any
whether or not it has anything to do with the movie or I don't know. We have friends who are bigger Valiant fans than I am, so I don't know what's going to happen in that, and I don't really follow the Valiant stuff that closely. So, but I think I'll pick that up, and read that, and see how.
Why not?
Yeah,
if it's there, still. All right. Well, so I guess that concludes our show for this evening. Thank you very much for tuning in, and please like and subscribe and do all that stuff to help us out, if you don't mind. And we'll see you next.